So you're thinking about moving to Farmington, Minnesota, but is it worth it? You've been looking online, you've been checking things out. It sounds good on paper. We use paper anymore, but is it really worth it? That's what we're going to cover today.
Yeah, we're going to really break it down and go through the pros and cons of living in Farmington, Minnesota, and see if it could be right for you.
So you've been looking at Farmington, Minnesota, and it seems to check all the boxes. Great schools, affordable homes, and a small town feel. But you're not quite sure, is it exactly going to be the right one? Well, we're going to have you hold on, because there is a con that you want to pay close attention to that may make you pump the brakes.
Yeah, and we're going to be really honest with you today. So let's get into it.
Farmington is located in Dakota County in the state of Minnesota. Fun fact, it is the oldest city in Dakota County.
That is a fun fact.
And it has a lot of history that we're going to cover too.
Yeah, and right now Farmington has around 24,000 people, so it's a little bit on the smaller side population-wise. It's about 30 to 35 miles south of St. Paul, Minneapolis, and it's right between Highway 3 and Highway 52, and also pretty close to Interstate 35 too, so it's got great access if you're commuting.
Okay, so we're going to start with the pros, and there's a lot of fun ones today, so let's get started.
All right, so the first pro is affordability. Farmington's median home price is right around $350 to $400, which is well below the average for the Twin Cities market in general, which the median there is around $450,000. So that is a noticeable difference.
And as far as affordability goes, there's an index where it shows Farmington's a 91, whereas compared to Minneapolis, it's 102. So you do get a lot more for your money here than, let's say, a lot closer suburbs to Minneapolis. So the affordability is definitely a positive.
Now, the market is competitive. If you're wanting to get in right away, you do have to be ready to go. You want to be pre-qualified and ready to make a good, strong offer. But that's definitely something that we can help guide you with. And it also does depend on the price range that you're looking at too. Definitely the more affordable homes go faster. Some of the higher priced homes maybe aren't going quite as fast, but those are definitely things that having a local realtor can help you with as well.
And as far as new construction goes in Farmington, we have a lot of that going on. So one of the communities in particular, you're going to run from 550 to 800,000, 2,400 square feet to about 3,500 square feet, but a really nice home. And there's, like I said, that's just one of the many options for new construction in the city of Farmington.
Yeah, there is also new construction available in the 400s. So depending on what you're looking for, we can definitely help you find what might fit for you in your price range.
There's even, it's been under construction for even a senior community too. So 55 plus has the pool, pickleball courts, other amenities that people look for in a 55 plus community as well.
Yeah, that is a huge highlight because there aren't that many of those communities in our state, but there is one that's in Farmington. So definitely if that's you, that could be a great fit too. So pro number 2 would be the schools. Farmington is served by District 192. We have 1 high school, 2 middle schools, 5 elementary schools, and there's also a charter school too as well. And Farmington does have a great reputation for their schools. That's definitely something if you're coming with a family that I'm sure you do care about. So we wanted to touch on that as well.
And it serves about 41,000 people within this school district. And they do hold a high regard for education within the community. 38% of the adults in the community have bachelor degrees, and 93.8%, I'm really trying to hold that number down, it plus or minus, let's say, but it's close to that, have high school diplomas. So it's a high, as far as graduation rate for high school, and then a lot of people go on to college that live in the community too, that hold those higher degrees as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd maybe point out that our high school, for being a metro high school, it's actually surrounded by farm fields, which so it fits Farmington's reputation and name being Farmington. But it's kind of funny that they built a brand new high school. It's really nice, great facility, but it is surrounded by cows, which is kind of a fun fact. Maybe unexpected if you're coming from a bigger metro area.
Right. And it has an interesting football field they put in. It's almost like a bowl, so it sinks. You don't expect it to be else, and there's a football field right there. So it's an interesting setup, but it's actually it makes it unique. And most of these communities, when they get to be this size or bigger, will split off into 2 high schools. They have 1, so it's a pretty large high school.
Yeah, and there's room for expansion too. They did build with growth in mind as well.
So as far as the community goes in Farmington, the median age in Farmington is 35 years old. About a third is under the age of 19, so a lot of youth in the community. and 58% of the people in the community are married.
Yeah, so if you are looking for a place to find your people and say you do have a family or you're on the younger side, you may be able to find your people here. So it could be a great fit for you.
And there's a lot of other events too to hold people in the community, but also to bring people to the communities. As far as those events go, we have the Dakota County Fair with a Rambling River Park that has a park that's open all the time, but also they host events such as live music in the park and other really fun events as well. And Jim Bell Park, which we just did a bike ride there not that long ago, one of the holidays, Memorial maybe weekend. But that was great too. And it's miles and miles of parks and ponds and lakes and whatever. And you keep adding parks into this list, but it just really brings community together, but also brings people from other areas of our community to come here because we do have a lot of amenities.
Yeah, and we have to mention Whitetail as well because that is definitely a highlight. It's a little ways outside of town, but it's a huge area of walking paths, and there's a sledding hill, and there's a shelter there, so you can host. A lot of people will host parties there, so that one's really definitely a highlight. There's a small lake in the middle, so you can walk around it and really feel like you're in nature close to Farmington.
For sure.
Okay, and pro number 4 is safety. Farmington is rated as a safe community and well below the national average for crime rates. And it's not by accident. Stats are that 87% of homes are homeowner occupied. And that does make a difference when people are owning their homes and more invested in their home itself and the community too. So you definitely do feel that.
Right. In Farmington, if you're coming from a larger city especially, we talked about this already in this video. There are a lot of farm fields that surround this city. Matter of fact, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it might be a little bit shocking to you. It feels very, very rural.
And it's quiet at night. One of those things, but also people feel very safe too. So if you're looking for that feel, but yet close to a downtown, large metropolitan area, this may be your place.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say it is a unique blend because it is close to the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, but yet you still can feel like you're in the more rural area too, really close to the cities. Okay, and pro number 5, Farmington truly does have that small town feel. It's definitely got more of that historical characteristics of an older style downtown area, and it is harder to find that in the metro area because some suburbs were just built without more of a small town, some suburbs were built without having that downtown experience. So some people do really like that. We actually both kind of grew up in the smaller communities that were around 2,000 people where you do have a main street and those small businesses, and Farmington does have that, which might be a surprise to you based on where you're coming from. But along with that, though, we still have some great updated options like Long Branch Saloon, and there's also Blue Nose for coffee. So it has some of those updated options available for eating, but it still has that downtown feel.
Right. And as far as communities go, it's still growing. So you have the historic piece we talked about. And if you go downtown, there are some older buildings down there. And even the downtown area has some homes built early 1900s or even a little bit older.
Absolutely.
And then we have some new things coming in, new clinics, new businesses, just kind of a mix of both. You have some historic, but also some new. So it's definitely on the grow. And it's not one that's growing too fast either. You'll find that some suburbs where they feel like they're growing quicker than they can handle it, but I think it's going at a pace that it can keep up.
Yeah, and some other things to highlight too. There's also a bakery downtown, the library's right there. There's also an ice cream shop and another coffee shop as well. So lots of options that you can go and walk to right in the downtown area. Okay, and pro number 6 is the location. Commute times are on average about 27 to 30 minutes, depending on where you're commuting to. So that is an average. If you're commuting to the downtown, it's probably going to be a little bit longer. But we have very close access to I-35. You can also hop on 52, which is east of us and would take you more directly to St. Paul. So the commute time is definitely a great option too.
And if you come from an area commute, these are averages. So it depends on day of the week. Fridays slow down because people have Fridays off, especially summer, snow, rain, whatever it is. So we're giving you a general basis idea, and that's just to the downtowns. Now, if you're going off to the west suburbs or the east suburbs, we've talked about those in other videos, depending on one of the major employers, that's going to add more time. I mean, you could be pushing 45 minutes plus, depending on which direction east of the downtown you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, before we get into the cons, if you're thinking about moving into Farmington, drop a comment below. We respond to every single one.
Yeah, please subscribe. We cover different communities, different types of things, different suburbs every week, and we want you to stay up to date. So go ahead and subscribe, and like I said, comments too. We want your comments. We read everyone, we respond to everyone, because we want to make sure if we're missing something or something you want to know more about, we'd love to connect with you. Okay, con number 1. We talked about it in every video. We'll probably continue talking about it when it gets to this. Con number 1 is snow. It's cold. January, the average high is 24 degrees. High.
And that actually sounds pretty warm.
It does.
It's not negative, so 24 sounds pretty good to us.
But you acclimate, so you will get used to that. But also keep in mind, we average about 45 inches of snow in that month too. Average. So sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, but for real, it's cold. 24 does feel pretty good. You do get used to it. You'll see people wearing shorts when it's 24 degrees out. But it's definitely a con. If you're not ready, get ready. It's going to be cold.
Yeah. But I will say, if you're coming from a southern state, it's different here. We are prepared for it. So when the snow hits, those snow plows are out there immediately taking care of the road. So usually they get it cleaned up pretty fast if the snow quits. So we are ready for it here. So you will adjust, like Andy said, but you're going to want a good coat. You're going to want good gear. You're going to want to have a snowblower. So definitely some of the things that help you get through the snow. There's options out there, so you can do it, I promise.
So this can be a deal breaker. So if cold weather, snow, sleet, icy roads is something that you're not on board for, it is going to be a deal breaker. But all the other months, which is my thing too to keep me going, we have amazing springs, amazing summers, and amazing falls. So if you can hang in there for a few cold months, you'll love the rest of it. So we're being, as usual, being honest, but it can be a con for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would say that having the seasons is a huge bonus, where if you're from the south, you don't have that same experience that we do here, where spring, summer, and fall are distinctly different. And then obviously winter is quite different too, but it can be a really nice change of pace too. So con number 2 is Farmington is not a walkable city. If you're coming from a big metro area and you're used to walking everywhere, this isn't it. You're going to need a car. There are some public transit options, but they don't come regularly to Farmington. You need to book those in advance. You can get an on-demand service, but most people here do have a car just because you are going to need it to get around.
Right. And it's interesting now, because you're probably experiencing where you are, people scooters. Electric bikes, they have the electric, whatever. So that is an option for you. You can get around with those. But again, you have to have a car. This is a car-dependent city. It's not a huge city as far as square miles go, but the things are spread around. Unless you live near the downtown, or you live near a few of the conveniences or restaurants or things that you're really day-to-day outside of grocery store, which we don't have.
Yeah, shockingly, there used to be a grocery store in Farmington, but there isn't one anymore. But there are some that are right on the border of Farmington, so they're still within a 10-minute drive.
Right.
So there are options, but there isn't a grocery store directly in Farmington.
The gas stations will be your best friends. Mm-hmm. Milk, eggs, the conveniences. But yeah, if you're looking for a grocery shopping, you're not going to do that at a grocery store, or at a gas station.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So con number 3 is the housing market moves fast. So that it's kind of a double-edged sword. We mentioned this before, so it could be a pro or a con, but you do need to be ready when you're looking to make a move here and buy. So we can help get you connected so that you're pre-approved and ready to go when you find that house.
Yeah, unlike maybe some areas where you're from, generally in the Twin Cities, Farmington, as well as other suburbs, if the house is laid out well, it's in a good location that people are looking for, things are nearby, the sellers are really taking care of it, it's going to go pretty quick. So we're going to make sure your pre-approval is ready to go, your financing is all set, and we don't have time to really think. You really do have to make a quick decision. But a lot of times you do know when you find the right place, it's going to feel right. So it's not like you're making a quick one. We always tell people, you've been looking online for much longer than you think and seeing things online. So when you finally see things in person, it's not your first showing. You've just been looking online before this.
True. Okay, so con number 4 is limited nightlife. If you're looking for the restaurant scene, lots of cultural events, activities to do later in the evening, Farmington may not be your exact fit.
It's no uptown. We've talked about Minneapolis and Northeast and downtown. It's not that. Now, one of our favorite places that's just down from where we live is Bourbon Butcher. That place is awesome. They have live music Fridays and Saturdays, one or the other. It's not both, but live music. If it's nice outside in the summer, they definitely have live music out on the patio. There are other options like that, but this is not the booming nightlife. Things get pretty quiet around here after dinner time's over, maybe extended dinner time. You're not going to be going bar to bar, big scenes that you would see downtown, but there are bars that are open till 2 a.m., but it's not going to be your downtown scene.
Yeah, absolutely. But for some people, this could be a hidden pro. If you're more of a homebody at night and this isn't that's not what you're looking for, then it's probably not a big deal. Because there still is Minneapolis and St. Paul, which is a pretty short drive if you still want to be able to go out and have that bigger nightlife feel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, con number 5. The city is growing, which means you're going to have some growing pains. And one of them, as far as commuting goes, is Highway 3. Highway 3 is one of the main highways that goes through the city, and it does get congested in the morning. So that's one thing you have to realize, is that a growing city has growing pains. So if you can put up with a little bit of that, it's going to be good for you to move here. But if you can't, it's definitely a con.
Yeah, and the city is aware of it, and they're making plans to provide infrastructure for it. But if you're looking for that small town feel, just be aware that you might see a change, that it does continue to grow. So it may be changing somewhat compared to what it was in the past.
Let's bring it home. So who is Farmington a good fit for?
Yeah, so if schools, safety, community, and affordability for housing is important to you, this could be a really great fit for you and check a lot of the boxes.
If you're looking for a city that has that city downtown feel, walkability to things, public transportation, nightlife, this is going to be a stretch for you.
And that's okay. Our job isn't to sell you on Farmington. It's to help you find the community that will fit you and your lifestyle the best.
And our job, like Julie said, isn't to sell you here, but we provide different community experiences every week, so you can make that decision if Farmington is for you or not. But that's our whole job, is not to sell you one particular city or suburb. It's to find the right fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So drop a comment below if you're thinking of moving to Farmington or any part of the Twin Cities. We read every comment.
Please hit subscribe if you like these, if you want to see more, or you want to be updated when we drop our new videos that are every week. We'd love for you to do that, because the more people grow in this, the more it gets stretched to, and we definitely want this to get to everybody out there who's interested in moving either to Minneapolis, St. Paul, or the suburbs, or you're within the Twin Cities area, you want to move to a different one. We want to be here to help you.